Here we go with the first game, NASL Season 2 Qualifier. It's a round of 64 and we will be streaming OGS Top against OGS Luvsic. Another Zerg versus Terran. I really love this matchup. And we have Metalopolis. It's going to be the first map between those two players. As you can see, the Zerg player is spawning at the 12 o'clock start position. And to his right, at the 3 o'clock position, we have OGS Top. And of course, the Overlord is already on its way and trying to scout the close air position. And yeah, using a slightly different path, not the direct path towards the command center in order to avoid that scout with the SCV that usually hits around 115, 120. I'm actually eager to know if Top is doing that. This is a version of the map where you can't spawn on close positions, so some player just don't care about whether their opponent starts cross or at the close air. And as you can see, there is no SCV scouting, but he should be aware of that Overlord fairly soon. OGS Luvsic is just retreating after he saw that one supply depot, and there is no SCV scouting whatsoever, so Top doesn't know where his opponent started. And we have a barracks in production for the Terran player, while the Zerg is on 14 drone supply so far, and obviously trying to get a hatch first. He's on 15 right now and accumulating more minerals, while his drone is scouting, trying to sneak into the main base of his opponent, maybe steal a gas, or just having a better look at what's happening. Because there is no gas whatsoever for Top so far. And here comes the SCV and is walling off immediately. Very, very well done. Nice wall off. So OGS Luvsic doesn't have any idea what's happening now. And very smooth movement with a supply depot like that. The SCV sneaks out, but the drone is not able to get into the base. And he is not getting gas. He is not getting gas. So he is getting really late gas by the Terran player. Well, it's going to be interesting. The expansion for Luvsic is already on its way, as is the pool, spawning pool being built. And what is Top doing? Obviously, Luvsic wants to know exactly the same thing, because he's moving with his Overlord towards the gas of the Terran player. He wants to know if there is actually gas. This looks like an expansion by Top. Yep, here we go. The command center being built. A no gas build of the Terran player. He will add additional barracks fairly soon in order to defend that expansion. And as you can see, now we have the Overlord in position. He knows about the 2 gas not being taken, and as soon as that Marine is able to chase off the Overlord, 2 gas are being taken by Top. I like that quite a lot. So Top really with a nice build. He knows about the scouting. He knows that his opponent wasn't able to sneak into his main base with the drone, so he knows that there will be an Overlord. There has to be an Overlord. Luvsic needs to know what's happening. He needs to know if there's gas or not. And so he's looking for the Overlord. He finds it, and as soon as the Overlord is chased off, he takes both Vespene gases. This is pretty cool. The expansion is halfway done, no, actually about to finish, and we have 1 bunker in production as well, and the baneling nest for the Zerg player. So obviously, Luvsic knows about the expansion. He knows that there needs to be one, because there was no double barracks opening. There were no Marines. There were no bunkers. So there has to be an expansion. He's just confirming his assumption with the Lings, and now he's going for the banelings. He's trying to bust his opponent and trying to kill OGS Top within the first 10 minutes of the game. Top, the Terran player, is now getting gas out of 2 refineries. He's building his first factory, and we have a reactor in place as well. And in the meantime, speed is being researched for OGS Luvsic, and he's not mining that much gas right now. He's just trying to get gas with 1 drone. He still has 52, and he's going for another expansion. So basically, the baneling nest is just a precaution in case that's something weird's happening. But if he would have gone for a baneling bust, he would have had a field day. I mean, look at that. There's not even a wall in. There's not even a wall in with a baneling bust, with a simple attempt to kill his opponent with banelings, as we have seen in some other games earlier this day. He would have been fine. But he's trying to play the straight-up game against Top. He's trying to get the 3rd base, and therefore get a better economy than his opponent, get a better economy as Top, and he's missing his chance. Of course, we are in a lot better position than he is, because we know everything. We see the whole map. We know what both players are doing. That's, of course, our advantage. And yeah, Luvsic doesn't know about that, so he's playing it safe. He's going for the expansion. He's going for the third base, for the hatchery. He's droning up, and he's getting another baling nest. So did he cancel the first one? Yes, he apparently did. He apparently cancelled the first baling nest and built a roach warren, and yep, there are no balings. So I actually don't know why he cancelled it. I missed that. I missed that he cancelled the structure. He might have thought about just baling busting his opponent, decided against it, and then cancelled it, which was basically a mistake, and went for his third base. But let's have a look at the Terran base. There are Benjis coming. Benjis and Cloak. And as you can see, Hellions are already out on the field, being chased by the Zerglings and the Roaches. It's a little bit too much for those Hellions. And yep, they are retreating while we have another swap in the main base. Barracks getting access to the reactor while the factory needs the tech lab for the production of the first tanks. And the Banshee #1 will be on its way soon. The Hellions trying to sneak in from another side, clearing the Xanaga watchtowers. Let's have a look at the army supply. 18 against 27, 58 workers against 43. Spine crawlers being built, tacking to the lair. And here come the Hellions. There's nothing to defend that base, but what is Top doing is wasting too much time attacking those Zerg cocoons, and the Hellions are already in position. The Queen won't die, and we have Balings as well, while the first Banshee is now arriving at the base of his opponent as well, trying to pick off that Queen, and he'll succeed in doing that. And there's a Spine Crawler will finish, and now the Banshee just attacking all those drones. Well, we have a couple of Zerglings behind that Mengstad. You're morphing into Baneling, so this will be quite a nice attack if he's able to hit that economy line. That might be a fatal punch against the economy of the Terran player. But what's with that Banshee? There's still no Spore Crawlers. 2 are being built right now. And here come the Banelings. Oh! And he knows about... Oh, very well done. Very, very nice. Very well done by Top. For a second, I thought he might miss the Banelings and that they would kill all those SCV, but he was paying attention to the minimap and able to retreat with those SCVs. Very, very well done by Top. Brilliant unit control. The next Queen is down there. 2 Banshees by now. 11 kills. The Spine Crawler is down. The Spore Crawler is being attacked. There's an Overseer now as well. He might be able to take out those Banshees. But he doesn't have any anti-air. Nothing at all. Only that Queen. Only that Queen. And the Queen will die. So this is a horrible situation for Luvsic to be in. He doesn't have a Spire. He doesn't have any anti-air at all. And those Hellions might fall victim to the Zerglings. But still, there are so many kills already on those 2 Banshees. One of them actually getting picked off by that Queen that just popped out of the hatchery. Another one is being built. And we have 13 workers killed. 13 workers killed by Top and 40 units in a total. So the Zerg player lost quite a lot of units. He's on 70 drones nonetheless against 61 SCVs. 32 army supply against 42. And we have another base for the Terran player being built. He's getting Stim now. He's getting his +1 attack upgrade. He still needs Combat Shield as well. And he's researching the armor upgrade for his Bioforce. He's getting additional tanks, additional factories. And this is quite a cool game so far. The opening of Top is pretty nice. He was a little bit lucky that Luvsic didn't decide to go through the Baneling boss after all. But nonetheless, Top in a very good position. He's on 124 supply against 123. He needs that combat shield though. His stim is only halfway done, and I'm surprised that he doesn't have a second barracks with a tech lab. He doesn't have add-ons at 2 of his barracks so far. And the SCV is done with a factory. Let's have a look at the harvest account. 67 against 61. So the Terran player is actually ahead in worker supply as well. His economy is better, of course, due to the mules. And here the Zerglings just scouting a little bit, having a look at what's happening. I love the overlord positioning by OGS Luvsic. He has overlords everywhere. He knows about everything that's happening. But the main thing is, even though he knows about that attack, will he be able to counter it? Will he be able to counter it? That's the main question. There's another hatchery being built, a macro hatch. The Spire is not up yet. And here come the Banelings with the speed. And he's just streaming in. The tanks are not sieged yet, not all of them. But the Marines are way in the back of that army. And I'm not sure if he can take that out, but there are way too many roaches. Way too many roaches. And he's just running past them. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a crap. He's just running past the roaches towards the main base of his opponent. And the Zerg player is ahead in supply, 130 against 116. He took out that army of his opponent so easily, taking out the bunker as well. He's ahead in 20 army supply. And now just killing everything. He's killing everything. Only one tank trying to defend the main base, and it's focused and being killed in a second. Very, very well done by the Zerg player. There's a small force in his main base trying to attack him, deal some damage, but that's not enough. That's only one medivac with Marines. That's not enough to win that game. Top is losing unit after unit. All his SCVs are dying. He's down to 29 against 53, and he doesn't have any army. That's worth mentioning. He's down to 22 army supply against 36, and there are just Zerglings everywhere. Zerglings with one attack upgrade and killing the Marines, killing the SCVs, the mules as well, streaming into the main base, taking out that supply depot. It will boil down eventually, and now he's switching to Mutalis, and there comes the GG. Top is leaving the game, and Luvsic takes Metalopolis, map number 1. Map number 2, Backwater Gulch. Luvsic spawning at the top right. The Zerg player just won the first map. He won Metalopolis, and Top is behind. Top is spawning at the bottom right. The Terran player in blue. Yeah, he started with a no gas expansion. Got no gas, 1 Rex into the expansion into the command center, and after that he obviously got some additional barracks. But yeah, we talked a little bit about the Baneling nest that Luvsic started to build, but apparently cancelled and decided to get the 3rd hatchery instead. He could have killed the the Terran player right away, because Top didn't really have a good army. He didn't have anything to defend against potential Baneling Zergling bus play. The only thing that he had was 1 bunker at his expansion, and that wouldn't have been enough. But Luvsic decided to go for the 3rd base. He decided to try to get an economical advantage, and it won him the game in the end. He played very, very well and was able to counter the attack, the Marine tank attack off top, and just took it out. The tanks weren't sieged just yet. There was only 1 tank in siege mode, and it wasn't enough to stop the Zerg player. He just swarmed in with all those Zerg units, with all those Zerglings, and took him out right away. Now we have the double barracks opening. No gas once again, but this time he's relying on double barracks, and this is going to be scouted. Yes, here we go. Barracks number 1 and number 2 are revealed to the Zerg player, and what is Luvsic doing? He's immediately throwing down a spawning pool. He's like, okay, well, buddy, listen up. You're a little bit too cocky with that move, because I am already scouting you. I know what's happening. He got lucky there, I admit that, because if the Zerg player would have scouted another position first, then he wouldn't have any idea about the double barracks play, and he didn't place his hatchery yet. But he's like, yeah, well, I'm not going for the 15 hatch then. I'm just going for my spawning pool and the extractor, getting some gas, getting Zerglings, and you can attack away all the way you want. I'll be ready. And he really needs to be, because the first Marines are already on their way. 2 more are being built. There are the SCVs just walking towards the main base of the Zerg player. The 3rd one is there as well. And here comes bunker number 1 and bunker number 2, just trying to wall off and contain the Zerg player. And this is going to be quite interesting. Let's see how Luvsic is going to play this, because this push is really horrible to deal with if you're a Zerg player. If you contain like that, you are in a really bad spot, because you want that expansion. You really want that expansion. You need that expansion. You need the lava. And of course, you want to get a decent economy as well. There are different ways how you can counter it. You can try to get banelings, just bust through roaches, try to do the same thing, and that's exactly what the Zerg player is doing right now. He's trying to get a roach warren. Or you can just tech, go for 1 base with Nidus, network, or even try one base Mutalisk, which is a really, really risky move. But if you are contained by a Terran player with double bunker at the bottom of your choke, you are in a horrible situation anyways, so you might as well try to do something fancy. The Queen will probably drop a creep tumor right now, and he can use a spine crawler to kill those bunkers as well. But as you can see, the creep is really far away, so he would have to build a spine crawler, would have to spread the creep towards the edge and then kill those two bunkers. And the main problem about that is he's just losing tons of time. But Luvsic is trying to get an expansion outside of his base nonetheless. There was still one drone on the map, so he just walked towards the bottom left and is now getting a hatchery and at that position. And yeah, Top doesn't know about that. He doesn't know about that, and those roaches are able to hit the bunker from up there. So that bunker will be gone very, very soon, and with only one bunker left, he should be able to kill it with those roaches. Let's have a look at the main base once again. Roach bone done, still mining some gas. Another inject. What's happening with Top? He's going for the double refinery right now, getting a command center. Still wants to contain the Zerg player, wants to contain him and get as much time as possible, just to get his economy going, just to get another base, and of course all his techs and everything. But he doesn't know about that expansion at the bottom left. He doesn't know about that, so this might prove to be fatal. But here comes the push, and here we go. That's way too many roaches. Way too many roaches for him to deal with. As you can see, the Marines just die one after another. There's no way he can win this. No, not at all. And with 42 supply against 28, yeah, Luvsic is a good bit ahead. And Top has to defend. He's walling off his base. Trying to put those barracks into position, and has one additional bunker at the top as well. So if the Zerg player tries to get up there, he will have a problem to deal with, namely at the bunker with the 4 Marines, and that should be safe enough for the time being. We have the Queen at the hatchery at the bottom left, and of course, well, if Luvsic plays it safe, he should try to get a third base now, because that's exactly what Top is expecting. But Top is scouting already. He's scouting already with that SCV, and he will be scouting that base. As you can see, it's rallied toward the base, so he will scout that base. And these positions, the position of the expansion is really annoying right now for Luvsic, because the main problem is that Top will be able to harass either the main base or the expansion. You can't defend both. Not without spending a lot of minerals into spine crawlers and additional forces. So this is kind of uncomfortable position for the Zerg player, but he's ahead so far. He's ahead in supply. He has his tech already. He's on his lair tag. 7 drones being built. 27 drones against 26. There are queens, 3 of them right now. And as you can see, there's the first spore crawler. He needs spine crawlers as well. Anything that the Terran player is throwing against that expansion might be deadly for the economy of the Zerg player. So not the best situation to be in. He might want to get a third base and just split those units, those drones on 3 bases. Yeah. Let's have a look at the main base. We have the expansion ready, the orbital command, the mules are already being called down, and the starport is ready. There's the drop, and the drop will probably take out the expansion, and the roaches are retreating. So the longer this game lasts, the more uncomfortable it will be for Luvsic, because he needs to get a safe expansion. That expansion at the bottom left is not safe at all, and he will probably lose it, while the Terran player has no problem at all with expanding himself, except for that roach trying to block the spot. But now the Zerg player is moving towards the bottom left, trying to help out at his expo, because there is the drop. The drop arrives with those queens, with those Marines, and killing the queens. There are the roaches already. The queen will he be able to take out the queen, and yeah, queen is down, and he's retreating. He's retreating right away, and as soon as he has 2 dropships, 2 medivacs, he will be able to drop the main base and the expansion at the same time, and then Luvsic has to decide what he wants to protect, because he can't protect both. It will be pretty hard for him to do that if he doesn't want to spend a lot of minerals, as I already mentioned, in stationary buildings like spine crawlers and spore crawlers and all that shit. So ventral sacks are being researched for the Zerg player, and the army supply for him are right now on 39 against 29, 5 against 33 worker supply. But we have 2 refineries being built, and let's have a look in the into the Zerg's main base. Lead tech is done. He has his evolution chamber up, and yeah, there are additional roaches for him. So he's going for the speed. He's going for the drop. Might be able to pull that off, but still. We have Stim already on its way. Combat shield is not being researched yet. We have a siege tank, and I think even with a Nidus network, he would have been a little bit safer. But this situation is not really good for the Zerg player. I mean, as long as he doesn't get attacked, he's all right. He's ahead in supply. He's ahead in economy, so it doesn't look too bad. But as soon as the Terran player has a huge enough force to actually attack, it will be a really stupid position for him to be in if he plays on only 2 bases, because it's very hard to defend those 2. And he might want to get a third one. He's already spreading his creep towards the bottom. And now Top is in position of the first Xalnaga watchtower. He's researching combat shield. Now Stim is through. As you can see, there are the roaches. The Marines need to pull back, and that's exactly what the Zerg player wanted to achieve. He wanted to force him to pull back, not attack the expansion, because he knows that his expansion is pretty vulnerable, and as long as he makes the Terran player believe that he will try run by, that he will try to attack the base of the Terran player, Top is not really in the position to push out. But he's already on 100 supply against 150 though, and he gets a lot of upgrades. 2 roaches are being killed, and those tanks are in a very good position against the roaches, but there are so many of them, and he's trying to drop them as well. But as you can see, half the army is already gone before the drop takes place, and now everything dies. Everything of Luvsic is just getting annihilated. There are too many Marines, reinforcements streaming in, and this is not really good. This is horrible. Luvsic lost so many units. He was trying to drop on top of that cliff, on top of the siege tanks, but his timing wasn't good at all. Half his army was already gone before the overlords were in position, and now he is just attacking. He is just attacking himself. Top is just attacking. He has already his upgrades. His upgrades are done. He's going for the concussive shell, and he's going for the Terran infantry weapon +1, and there is just nothing that Luvsic can do right now. He doesn't have a macro hatch, he doesn't have a second hatch in his base, so all the units that he actually can build are streaming in from the bottom left and the top right, and therefore with a good positioning and good timing, Top shouldn't have a problem at all of taking him apart. I mean, there are 2 drops already going on. There's another one. There's another one at the bottom of the map. And as you can see, there is nothing to defend against it. And he's just pulling the attention of the Zerg player towards the main base. And here comes the second drop right now. There are some roaches in positions, though. Very well played by Luvsic. So he realized fairly soon that there is a drop going on, and was retreating with the roaches at the bottom. It's 124 supply against 122, but as you can see, the Zerg player has to split his forces. He has to split his forces between the bottom left and the top right of the map, and this is just a horrible situation to be in. And with a good timing and with a well-timed attack, the Terran player will win this. He's a +2 attack upgrades on the roaches, and we have a +1 attack on the Marines, +1 armor is being researched as well. The tanks don't have any upgrades just yet. There's another base being built for Top, and that's another mistake that the Zerg player did. He didn't expand again. He didn't expand. He was on 2 base against 2 base, and he didn't get a third. He should have got a third base, and if it was only for the lava, it doesn't matter at all. But with a third base, he would be in a much better position right now. Because as you can see, the Terran player has a much better income due to his mules. He's on 2,000 minerals and on basically the same amount of gas being harvested. The drop in the bag this time, the Zerg player is not aware of what's happening. He's not flying over creep, and he has to pull away his drones. This is exactly the problem we've been talking about. There are Bailings in position, but he doesn't. He saves his army in time. He saves his army in time. But once again, he needs to retreat with his army, and his army is just accumulating over there. His push was late. Once again, now there's a third base coming up, but it's a little bit late, and the Terran player is already trying to get into position at the and get another base. And here comes the push. There are a lot of Marauders. There's the drop going on, but there are tanks everywhere. There are tanks everywhere, and at the same time, the Terran player is dropping the expansion of his opponent, and the Zerg player is dropping in supply. He's dropping in supply, losing all those roaches, able to kill a lot of tanks, but there are still too many of them, and the Marines as reinforcements as well. At the bottom, there is that small force just waiting to attack the expansion, and as you can see, the gold base is the next target of the Terran player. Very well played by Top so far. That contain in the beginning of the game, at the start of the game, was quite successful, delayed the expansion of the Zerg for a while, and was a little bit annoying. Top doesn't even have to use that drop at the bottom left. He apparently doesn't really focus on it right now because he's busy killing all those overlords and putting his opponent into supply block. And we have unit after unit being produced for the Terran player. This is no way he can lose that game. So OGS, Luvsic realized that, leaves the game, and this is a 1-1. The series is tied, and we will see a third game.